it's the music itself, the art style, the way it kind of works together in both of the games is just kind of a really unique way to pretty much make a game that kind of feels serene, I guess you could say.
I guess that sounds like the right term. I mean, like, I think for me, how these kinds of games become enjoyable isn't like there's three main things I think of when I play these kinds of games that I want to consider is, and one of them, probably the music is probably one of the most important ones for me, because music is a huge thing about, I'd say, specifically pixel art games, because essentially what you take away from the visuals of it not being this super realistic, like compare it to a game like, I don't know, the late well, sorry for giving this kind of example, but Call of Duty, essentially, like, you have that kind of game with like loads and loads and loads of pixels with loads of detail, but you can take away this detail in this game, but give it a much better soundtrack, which is adding more to the game as a whole.
Yeah.
Those other games essentially rely more on the visual part and less of the music part.
Yeah. Also, going back to the secret stuff, because I was gonna also talk about it, but I completely forgot about it. When you're saying about the secrets in Hyperlight Drifting, etc., the thing about secrets in this game is kind of they're not really what you expect as a secret in a game. For example, like, hey, you go to this spot, you press this button, and you get this thing out of nowhere for some reason. You rather kind of feel like everything is kind of like involved in a game, as well as like the secrets and etc. It kind of feels part of the game, because you essentially have to go through measures that pretty much the game tells you that, hey, look, there's this specific code in this specific place. You have this screen, and when you do this action, it shows you something like this. And when you do this action, it shows you something like this. It basically explains to you, with no words or nothing, it just explains to you, hey, this is symbols. This symbol means this action. So when you come across the game and you see these symbols put in a single series, you kind of go through a thought process of, hey, this, if I just go through this, and I press the buttons in a very specific order, I can get something or something like that. And essentially, it doesn't like just, you know, it doesn't just tell you, hey, walk around and try to find random stuff. It kind of gives you a space to figure out stuff on your own, and when you do kind of figure it out, it feels like unraveling a completely different and strange new weird thing. And it's quite fun actually to do. That's kind of why I completed this game like 3 times, just, you know, with full completion of all the stuff, because every single time you do it, you feel like you're kind of cracking a code of Enigma or something like that. It's kind of satisfying, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'll admit, it's when I get lost in this kind of platformer, it's kind of satisfying to, well, find where I'm supposed to go. Well, it also comes with the fact that I'm like, oh, I'm stupid, why did I not realize that? But yeah, but like, the fact that I discovered it on my own just makes it better, because even if it was something stupid and I made a mistake about it, it's fine with me, because it's just like, say for example, this game's mechanic of spinning like the way things look, essentially.
Yeah.
Like I like that, because, like, you know, you'll look at something from an angle and you'll think, okay, how do I get to that platform? I have no idea. And you just turn the screen in a few different ways, and boom, suddenly it aligns up in the right way for you to go.
It's a really interesting, like, good way to kind of like use the mechanic of it in itself. Like, fuck. One thing I just kind of have to break the kind of like the fourth wall. I really need to start writing scripts or like ideas I want to like say in those videos, because I'm really bad at rambling.
Yeah.
You seem to be doing a much better job than me, to be honest, at it. So I do need to start doing this. But anyways, the way kind of they do it is it's a really good way. It's unique because you won't really find a game that pretty much instead of just saying, hey, you can look around with your mouse and stuff pretty much pops in your face and you can do that. It just completely destroys that kind of sense and creates kind of weird platformer that's kind of 2D and 3D at the same time, and through that mechanic, the game pretty much surrounding it and etc. just creates a unique experience.
Yeah, I'm just like constantly trying to turn the screen and see what possible ways I could have missed, because I could have completely missed something, and now I'm going back, but I'm backtracking a little bit to try and find something I possibly missed. I mean, considering most of the time I don't know where I'm going, it's good to backtrack to find something that I'd missed anyway.
Yeah. I think that's... Yeah, okay, I was kind of confused for a second because I kind of did something stupid, but okay, I figured it out. I'm gonna try to go by a path that you're most likely not going to go by, just so the gameplay keeps it a little bit interesting, so we're not playing for the same path together.
Yeah, fair enough. I found something,
okay.
Don't know what it is. Oh, it's a treasure map.
Yeah, some of the treasure maps kind of show you hidden paths around certain places, and as you go through the game, you might kind of realize, oh, hey, I think I saw this somewhere, and then you realize, oh, wait, that's pretty much a map I kind of go a while ago. And if you go through the map, you can kind of see that it has like weird platforms. Why am I not jumping on this? Kind of stupid. And you kind of just realize that, hey, there's something here and stuff. For example, I am in one of those areas right now, and I believe there is... Yeah, there you go. Essentially, I kind of know some of the spaces in the game, so I don't have to use the map. As you can see, I'm pretty much on an invisible platform, and that's pretty much all the maps show you. They show you invisible platforms around the game. There's also one map that kind of shows you something that you kind of need for a story, I guess, for the full completion. But yeah, it's also another interesting way to put this, like mechanic. I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
How do I access the map?
You go into your inventory by Y, I believe, or triangle, and then you just spin around where you find the treasure maps. As well, when you're on the maps, you can spin them around, just like spin around the world.
I was pressing the wrong button the whole time.
I was pressing a few times as well, because I was confused. For example, this is one of the like story quest area thingies. I think you get 3 more of these maps, and if you look at it, there's a little like red door kind of highlighted, and it basically means that, hey, you have to walk through this door. But since you have 3 more maps, which is in total 4, you don't really know which ones to go through, so you get these little numbers at the bottom. And if you kind of don't pay attention to what's going on again, you might be like, oh, what the hell does that go? But if you take a little bit of time to kind of figure out everything, you may figure out that basically that number specifically means 2, and that's another kind of secret. I believe in this game there are 3 different languages and codes, I guess you could say, they have to figure out, and basically all of them are pretty much about secrets and stuff. So
yeah, I just went to the bottom of like this island, and I found what looks like a big door.
I'm trying to think. What's on the island? What's on the island?
It's like it's the one with like the bridge that leads to the house with a tree on top of it, and there's also... What else? It's the one with the 2 platforms that you have to spin the top to get to.
I'm trying to think which one you're talking about.
I'm checking all the houses because I'm pretty sure I've missed things. I have. I found another one of those gold pieces.
That's good. I believe to finish the game you need 32 of the full ones, not the little ones. So it's quite a lot of going through the game, but if you kind of know where to go and what to do, you can speedrun it pretty quickly. It's the secret parts that are pretty much sometimes difficult unless you have them memorized or kind of know the codes and what they mean. For example, I kind of know one of the codes because it's like this most simple one, which is pretty much the directional code, which explains to you pretty much the combos you have to do in specific places to do certain things. But apart from that, I think there are 2 more codes, and I have no idea how to decrypt them. I don't remember, so each time I tried to finish the game fully, I always had to check a wiki or something.
Yeah. I think I've got I've pretty much got it now. I just essentially was just wandering around and not really oh god. I was wandering around too much and I wasn't actually looking for things.
No worries, no worries.
Right.
Take your time with the game, like, you know. This, to be honest, I don't have to admit, split play is less about the game and more about pretty much talking and
Yeah.
stuff like that.